We're bringing it back here for 2018. FC Cincinnati, Louisville City FC currently in a first half weather delay alongside Brad Weigel. I am Nick Serbling, pleased to be with you on the first edition of the Coney phone for the 2018 season. And Bradley, a lot of FC Cincinnati fans made the trip down to Slugger Field. A lot of FC Cincinnati fans very happy with that first half.
I'll tell you what, at least it's good on the scoreboard with a 1-0 lead after a tremendous Corbin Bone goal. Even though we might not have had the majority of the possession or control of the match, I think it was a little field related, but they're ahead where it counts.
1-0 your score. Manu Ledesma with a great assist. I'm not sure how he got that ball across the 18 with as waterlogged as it is. I know it went through the air, but with everything happening with the weather conditions that you have down in Louisville, the fact he was able to get that ball across the box over to Corbin Bone, finished it one time, barely. And as you mentioned on Twitter, Brad, that ball barely went in the net.
Yeah, so let's set this up better. Louisville City was lucky, and they got to attack towards the outfield of Louisville Slugger Field. If you know anything, that's where all the grass is. FC Cincinnati, unfortunately, had to go attack towards the infield, towards the dugouts, and that's where they lay all the field turf just over the mud. And with as much rain as they had, I wouldn't say it's like 2 to 3 inches minimum. It could be more. The field's pretty much unplayable, especially of that turf. And so, when you've seen the players early, they were trying to get settled. When they were even hitting passes over that turf, that ball was just sticking. And so with Ledesma's play, luckily, he got the ball on the right side in the grass, and he just kicked it up and over everybody. Corbin Bone it was about as good of an effort goal as you can because he was slipping, sliding. He was on, I think he was on the turf. He might have even been on the mound, but he was at least able to steady himself. One timed it straight through into the goal, and it was hilarious too, as I was tweeting about and what you're referencing. There's a humongous puddle about 3 feet ahead from the goal line, directly in front of Louisville's goal. Bone's shot clearly beat the keeper, and that ball still almost stopped. Luckily, it made enough to go through off the post and into the goal, and the good guys have the lead.
Yes, they lead 1-0. I believe we're right around the 38th minute, either the 38th or 39th minute there at Slugger Field. We're going to hope to hear from our own Rob Pierce, who is down at Slugger Field in the press box covering the match for Cincinnati Soccer Talk. So we're hoping to hear from him. We do have the King's Hammer hotline open, folks. So if you want to chime in on what you saw there for the first 38 minutes, give us a ring, 513-399-KICK. We've got phone lines open. So give us a ring. Again, 513-399-KICK. You can get in touch with us and let us know your thoughts on the first half so far. Here's what we know. They're going to wait at least 30 minutes since the most recent lightning strike. With the amount of rain, I don't know, Brad. I'll be honest. I'm not sure if this match if they'll get it in tonight with the of rain forecasted and as waterlogged as the pitch already is. We saw Emery Walshman in the first half slip on that turf surface that looked awkward, and that's just asking for injuries. At what point does it become a player's safety issue? It probably already is.
Yeah, I think it already is. Pat Brennan did a great job of taking some pics. I want to say he's up there in the press box. I mean, it was so bad that towards right before they shut it off, or they went on delay, the camera was even having issues with the feed, with the weather. It's already a weather issue, but I would at least like to see them try if they can get it in. I believe a full match is at least a halftime. If they can get at least another 8 or 9 minutes in, you never know. I'm sure Louisville wants them to probably put the pause on it, and I'm not sure if they would pick it up. I think they would probably pick it up, or I don't think it would get wiped out. Do you know that answer, Mr. Academy guy?
I'm looking at a picture that Rob Pierce just tweeted from the Louisville press box, and you just see the green AstroTurf just looks like standing water. It's not even absorbing it. It just looks like a puddle out there.
The water is settling on that mud and just coming straight through. So, I mean, there's no way they would even, there's no way they'd play baseball right now either. So I don't know why it's acceptable for soccer. Tommy G made a good comment as he was kind of lobbying for the game to be put on pause, probably in the 35th minute. Allen said, if any coach is directly honest with themselves, this field's an embarrassment. when it's in good weather, and now it's in this shape. It's really kind of sad, and it's really tough for both teams because right now it's tough for FC Cincinnati to get any possession. You look at the possession stats real quick. It's 60-40 in favor of Louisville. It's kind of not a shock. I know Louisville likes to put pressure, and that was helping them, but FC Cincinnati can't connect any passes going forward because they're on that fake turf. Emery Washman, we saw him just almost fall down just walking. You couldn't, the ball would stop on a pass. So, it's really a safety issue. Let's say we have one of our guys, on the offensive side. Let's say we try to cross it in the middle and it slows down, and all of a sudden that guy has to juke or make a switch to his move. Well, his leg goes out, he tears his ACL. We don't want that. So that's quite concerning for me. I think Andy on Facebook just put, why don't they put the tarp on the turf? I know it was this before the match started, but it's really sad. Like I said, 60-40, Louisville knows what they're doing right now, having that advantage. If they can get this thing up and going, maybe FC Cincinnati will have a advantage going on the attack. The other issue, though, is Louisville does a great job of playing passes behind our defense, and our defenders might not be able to make those last-second dives or saves if they can't stand reliably on that turf. It's not safe. It's not a good setup right now.
And I would agree with you, Brad. At this point, if I'm Alan Koch, I'm telling the match officials, there's no way we're going back out there. There's just too much riding on this season for FC Cincinnati to even risk putting these guys back out there. So no way would you want to see. Can you imagine Alashi now going down with an injury because of playing on that surface? No way. So I would be shocked if this game finishes tonight, but we shall see. We've got phone lines open on the Kings Hammer hotline, 513-399-KICK. Let's go to that Kings Hammer hotline. Let's welcome in to the show Mike. Mike, welcome to CST. You're the first Coney phone caller of 2018. How's it feel?
Oh, it feels great. I'm having a great night. Much better than those that made the trip down to Kentucky.
Mike Hudson, how are you, fella?
Yeah, that's not my name.
Oh, you left off a word.
Sucks.
Sorry, I know it's a family show. I don't know how much you guys worry about saying the last word in my name.
No, we appreciate it, Mike. You know what sucks is that field tonight down in Louisville.
Oh, my God. So that's actually one thing I wanted to bring up is specifically, like, I know we don't want to play on it. I know there are a lot of risks that go along, but specifically what kind of, injuries do you get when you're on a field like this? I know that, every single step is just that much more work, and people get tired more quickly. So what kinds of other things can you say with regards to the conditions of the field and your injury risks?
I mean, let's face it, Mike. Even when you're playing on that field when it's dry, it sucks. So you add, 3 feet of water on there. I mean, I can't imagine being down there. And I kind of mentioned it with Brad a minute ago. You're seeing guys slip all over the place when they usually
on both
wouldn't.
sides.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a good point here. Is if this match is September, so we don't have much time,
right,
to the playoffs. We have 5 weeks till the playoff starts. If this match is in March or May, or April or June, whatever, I don't even think they even try to play it. I just think that the schedule congestion probably towards the back end of this year, there's probably not much time to make it up. So that's one of the reasons maybe they're playing.
That's very true.
But yeah, it's kind of scary. I don't. If I was one of the guys on FC Cincinnati, I wouldn't want to play. And just looking at this weather, I don't think it's going to get any better. So we'll see what they do.
Mike, appreciate the call, man.
I have one more question.
Oh, bring it.
See if you guys are keeping your eye on the corner of your eye on the TV and watching American Ninja Warrior.
Right now, it's on commercial for me, Mike.
I can't say that I'm watching American Ninja Warrior.
Nick doesn't get
the Michelle playing basketball against her dad.
Yes. Nick doesn't get the Star 64 down there.
Yeah, I've been forced to listen to the Louisville announcers tonight. So yeah.
Actually, it looks like just on the future cast, looks like this rain's not going to get out of there for another hour or two.
Nice.
So it's about 10:30. So that's about 2 hours. And it's
that's
still
a
popping.
good sign for us not finishing the game.
Yes.
So that's good news.
Yep, I agree. Mike, appreciate it, buddy.
Rock on, gentlemen.
What they should do,
Mike Hudson sucks. Kicking us off on the Coney phone.
They can't play this game at all. They just can't play it. And even if they wait a day, tomorrow it's probably not going to be any better. I say they, take both teams in some buses, drive them up, and we make it up here tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. The only thing that's a bummer about this, Brad, is that because most likely this game is going to be called, it won't be an official match. Louisville can still boast that FC Cincinnati has a score on.
But if we never play the rest of our times, we can say we're still in the lead.
Yeah, that's true.
We're still winning.
We've got lines open on the Coney phone. Get in touch with us, 513-399-KICK. Let's go to the Coney phone, the King's Hammer hotline, and welcome in Roberto to the show. Roberto, welcome to CST.
Subes and Brad, how are you guys?
Come on, what are you doing, dude? Set me up for failure. This is our own Rob Pierce standing by from Louisville Slugger Field. Rob, give us the full report.
It is a mess. There is water all over the pitch. If you look at it from the baseball standpoint, left field, that is a big, big puddle of water. I don't see how they play. I don't know what you guys think, but I just don't see it.
So clear this up for me, Rob. This is a lightning delay, correct? It's not a soggy pitch delay. This is an actual lightning delay?
Correct. Earlier there was lightning in the area. University of Louisville is playing their football game in town, and there was lightning in the area, and they pulled the players off the field there. It did not affect play here at Slugger, but as the game went on, the lightning did move into the area, so it is a lightning delay. But here's the key. The pitch, they don't have the tarp over the infield where it was to start the match, before the match.
Yeah.
And the water's just piling up. Even if they had the pitch, even if they had the tarp on the pitch, I'm not sure what to do in the other areas. I just don't see it happening.
So has there been any kind of discussion there in the press box from any of the match officials? Anybody there kind of letting you know that the timetable? What's the next update we're going to get and approximately what time?
That I have not heard. It might be a little too soon into the delay. I don't know how far in we are. So it's just a matter of, even if the lightning stops and this thing is, stops at 30 minutes, they got to let the pitch dry or drain, or I don't know if they can treat it or do what to it. But
yeah,
I mean, I don't know if you guys were watching earlier. Passes would just die. You attempt a long pass and it just dies after about 10, 15 yards. And even the short ones are tricky.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Kenny Walker try to just scoot it over, maybe just about 5 yards, and he turned it over. I'm not sure if his footing slipped or what, but it's just difficult to play in, and I'm sure, and it's a mess to look at.
Well, I got. Do you want to ask something, Brad? It looked like you wanted to say something.
Rob, what were your early thoughts though on the match? How do you think the teams came out?
Started well. They had a couple of chances in the first few minutes. I loved Corvin Bones' shot right off the post. It looked like he was lining up a pull shot on that one, and great service by Ledesma too. Other than that, though, it's just hard to get anything going, just because of the conditions. It's hard to, pass or do much of anything.
So, Rob, lot of it. Go ahead, Brad.
No, go ahead. No,
all right. So obviously, a lot of FC Cincinnati supporters made the trip down to Louisville. I could hear them during the broadcast. But from a fan perspective, what does the stadium look like in the match throughout the rain? Is it a crowded stadium? I know they were anticipating 10,000 people there. Obviously, with the weather elements, there's no way that 10,000 people are in those stands. But from an FC Cincinnati supporter standpoint, how did the crowd look?
Looks pretty good. I'm sure there were quite a few people that stayed home.
Just got an update for you, Rob. You get to go home early. The game has been postponed per the Enquirer's Pat Brennan.
Referees postponing tonight's match to a later date. Just official on Louisville City's Twitter account.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess
that was way too quick.
well, if you're Louisville, you wanted that match tonight. You want to call that because they're down. So yeah, I'm totally not surprised that this happened. That just means we can go a little bit longer on the Coney phone tonight, Brad.
Yeah, looks like it. Maybe some of the guys will be able to listen to it on the way back.
Yeah, if you're watching us or somewhere trying to stay dry down in Louisville, get in touch with us. Rob, we'll let you get going. That way you can get all the details, and if you want to get to writing, I know you got a long trip back up to Cincy, so we appreciate you being down in Louisville for us, buddy.
Okay, I actually might wind up staying down here for the night anyway.
I was going to say, 4th Street Live's got to watch out now.
Yeah, I will probably hit Against the Grain right below us.
Very cool.
They got some good beer there, but yeah, I will let you guys go and see what I can gather up and put together.
All right, stay safe, buddy.
I will. Thank you. Thank you.
Our own Rob Pierce down at Louisville Slugger Field joining us here on the Coney phone. If you are watching us live, do us a quick favor. Share this bad boy. If you're on Facebook, hit the share button. We want to get as many people watching the Coney phone tonight. If you're watching us on Periscope or Twitter, hit that retweet button. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button. Let's let folks know about the Coney phone and what exactly the Coney phone is here. So, again, do us a favor. Hit that share button, hit that like button. And why not join us? Give us a ring, 513-399-KICK. This is your chance to talk about tonight's match. This is your chance to talk about the team as a whole. We want to hear from you. We've got phone lines open on the King's Hammer hotline, the Coney phone, 513-399-KICK. Let's go to the Coney phone and welcome in James to the show. James, welcome to CST.
Hey, I appreciate it very much. So James Bonsall here. I love my fellow Norwood resident. My cousin sucks, and glad he got to call in today. He definitely inspired me, so I wanted to jump in and give y'all a ring.
Fantastic.
First of all, I have to say, just give a huge shout out to that crowd down in Louisville. I mean, those cameramen in Louisville, it seems like every time that we play them, the first time the camera was on the other side, but it seems like every time now that when we play them, the camera is facing, I guess their main stands. And I don't know if that has to do with the sun or, why they do that, but you can't see our traveling Bailey at that point. It just makes me think that there's something to that. But
we can hear them.
I'll just say, I got to give we definitely hear them. Got to give a big shout out to them there. And, this crazy rain, Brian, you remember this, reminds me of that torrential rain down in Miami. At least we got some minutes in here, so that was good. But I'll tell you, it's, they didn't have a billiards bar to crash in, but that's okay. I'm sure they'll be fine. I'm glad they made it. Glad they got to watch some stuff. But the real question I guess I had is, so at what point would this match have been considered official? I mean, what a blessing for Louisville City to have this, have the game postponed because it, we were going to be on that nice grassy side for the attack. I was hoping they'd put Audie in the second half. I mean, they just really, no wonder they postponed it so quickly because Louisville City they were not going to be able to do anything in the second half. So at what point, though, would that have been considered official? We just wouldn't have worried about rescheduling.
Yeah, halftime.
Well, see, I'm seeing different things. I saw 70 minutes. I thought it was halftime as well, but I saw some folks on social saying official matches at 70 minutes, but I wasn't 100% sure on that. So we'll try to get an answer for you, James.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's halftime because I feel like it came up. Last year or the year before. I don't know. I feel like I remember a home match where it was raining the whole second half. Yep, It is first half.
Right.
Soups.
I'll listen in. And see if the answer changes, man. But appreciate what y'all do. Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
we were about 5 minutes away, maybe 7 minutes away from that being an official match. So
would have been fantastic.
That would have been, but I think I would much rather face them again for another 90. I don't know if they'll pick it up from the 38th minute. It's possible they may, or they may start from the beginning. Go ahead, Brad.
I got a solution. Let them. Well, we don't even have to play this again. We'll just give them 3 points. But when we play in the playoffs, we'll just start with a 1-goal lead. It sounds like a good compromise to me, right? What do you think?
Oh, that's fantastic. I don't see that happening, but it would be nice. It would be nice. James, appreciate the call, buddy.
All right. Thank you.
All right, let's go to Daniel, who joins us on the Coney phone. Welcome to CST, Daniel.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you guys doing tonight?
We're doing well. It's I'm being told there's a little rumor floating around here that you're there at the game.
What'd you say was the rumor?
That you're there at the game?
Oh, yeah, I was at the game.
So where are you now?
Oh, I went back to my hotel.
Already?
Smart man.
That was quick.
Yeah, because I'm down the street from the stadium. I'm at the Hampton Inn down the street.
Oh, we all know where to crash now.
Thanks. So yeah, besides that, that's all. It was a great game all the way up to the point where they scored the goal. Did you guys see that corner, the crappy corner Ledesma, how they held that? So, see that corner?
I guess I'm not following what happened.
You talking about the outfield?
Yeah, no,
okay.
Right there.
Yeah, I saw
when
Ledesma. So you got to be
pulling on him.
You got to understand. We're watching from our homes on the TV, and you can't necessarily see a ton. But I did see. I want to say when they took some side angle, I saw a lot of puddles. At least what they would call the warning track. Is that what you're talking about, Daniel?
Are you talking about when he was trying to shield the ball and he got hacked a couple times?
Yeah, that could be.
He got hacked. That's talking about the hack that he had. That was pretty bad. Hack.
The replay showed the first one was barely a flesh wound, as they say on Monty Python, and Ledesma sold it a little bit. Didn't get the call. The second one, the Louisville player got his money's worth.
Yeah. But I don't think they would have gotten that goal if it wasn't the puddle and all that kind of stuff. So.
All right. Well, have fun there in Louisville tonight, Daniel, and be safe.
All right.
Everybody, stay away from the Hampton Inn. And congrats, by the way, Daniel, on the engagement.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
And be safe, buddy.
I will. Talk to you guys later.
That's Daniel joining us here on the Coney phone. 513-399-KICK. Brad, give us a lowdown. You've got the official ruling on when an official game is.
That's what I believe here. Some people are telling me that's incorrect, so hold on.
And now we got something from Brad chiming in as well. He says 70th.
It says 70th. Okay, that's weird. It says USL announces changes to 2018. I'm reading. Okay, on the field, USL regular season games will now be considered official only upon reaching the 70th minute of the contest, with the rule having previously allowed games to be declared official after the completion of the first half. All USL Cup playoff matches will continue to be played to the conclusion. So thank you, several people who posted online. Jack Wall, thank you on Facebook. Stole it straight from you, fella. Yeah. But now that we got that sorted out, one person I wanted to, real quick before we get to the next caller, I know Corbin Bone had that goal, but Spencer Ritchie, you got to applaud his effort. I mean, with Louisville having 60% of the possession and 7 shots on goal in the first 38 minutes, he was under attack a lot. And with those tough conditions, he had a ball skip off the ground, bumped up. He was able to clear it. He cleared a couple tough corners. I also feel like Forrest Lasso did well. But I think we might, with the run of form and matches out there, I think we might be seeing Spencer Ritchie be given the nod as the first keeper in this duo of keepers right now. But as soon as we think one's ahead of the other,
sure,
it's going to change. But Spencer Ritchie, got to give hats off to him and the way he's been playing lately.
The Coney phone lines are open. Give us a ring, 513-399-KICK, as I mentioned earlier. Share this bad boy, whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Twitter, Periscope, YouTube, Facebook. Put it out there. Let people know about the Coney phone. We're live, talking all things FC Cincinnati. Now, if you're just joining us, FC Cincinnati and Louisville, the match has officially been postponed. They had gotten to the 38th minute, and which meant it was not an official match. They were in a lightning delay. And so right now that match is officially postponed. I'm going to work on getting that graphic that you see below here updated so that there is no confusion. But yeah, so right now the match is officially postponed, which means even more reason for you to call in. If you're down in Louisville, we want to hear from you. 513-399-KICK, 513-399-KICK. So while we wait for some more callers, and I'll tell Brad this. Brad, why don't you pull up some scores from around the USL Eastern Conference as well so we can talk about that and let everybody know where things stand. I know that I think Nashville came back today. They were down and ended up getting a draw. As far as the Eastern Conference goes, how do things stand?
We'll talk about that one real quick. They had our favorite referee.
Really?
Here today, yes. And was it Carolina went up quick 2-0, and then Nashville got a penalty, luckily. And then at the very end, they got, in the 80th minute, Nashville got a second, or North Carolina scored again, made it 3-1. Nashville got another penalty in the 80th minute, and then they scored the tying goal in the 82nd minute. So they did pull out a draw 3-3 versus North Carolina. Pittsburgh, I don't know what got into them. They scored 4 goals in a 4-1 win over Bethlehem yesterday. So that was a big win. And I'm pulling up a couple others here, Subs, for you real quick.
Yeah.
Update the standings. But, yeah, it does look like Nashville's going to make it tough. They're going to fight for that 8th seed in the playoffs. And I don't know about you, but it's one of the last teams I want to see again. They just feel like they have our number. I'd much prefer, say, in Ottawa or North Carolina, or maybe a Baby Bulls or Bethlehem who could slip down. But
yeah, I don't want to face Nashville. I'm with you. No way.
Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to get it here for you, Sub. Sorry for the delay.
That's okay. Well, while you do that, let's go to the Coney phone.
Low.
Yeah, well, anytime you try to go to the USL website on a night of matches, it is it is so slow because of the match center. So yeah, I'm with you there. So while you find that information, let's go back to the Coney phone. Let's welcome in Dennis to the show. Dennis, welcome to CST.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I just want to say one thing. I know you have scarves in the background, but why don't you have the FCC Discord scarf in the background? Because that's the biggest supporters group in the FCC land.
That is a good question, Dennis. I personally am not on Discord. I didn't know about this.
How can you not be? That's where all us, I guess, hooligans are really are. That's where we're, watching every game together, just, I guess essentially, posting the funniest memes of the games. That's where we're all at. That's where the true fans are truly at.
Well, I mean, if you're willing to send me one, Dennis, I'll gladly put it up behind me in the shot for the show here on CST.
I honestly might have to. I truly actually might have to do that one day. But honestly, on a real note, though, I actually love listening to your podcast. I'm a student at the Ohio State University, and your guys' podcast really gets me through the study and grind per se. So it's honestly a great listen. I'm very thankful for the program that you offer. So,
well, we appreciate it. What do you start? Because I'm not sure if you know this. Brad is an alum of the Ohio State University. Sir. He reminds us daily.
Big win today. Big win today.
Big win. Who did you play? You played nobody.
Rutgers.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, but what are you studying there at Ohio State?
I'm actually studying computer science and minoring in history. So nothing really too cool, nothing that really gets the ladies. But if your computer breaks, I totally got you.
So, he just said nothing that gets the ladies, but he's got the Australian accent. He has nothing to worry about.
Well, I've lived in the States since like 2002. So I might kind of sound a bit American in certain ways. I don't think the accent really gets women, but also when I do go out to the local bars on campus, women will be like, "Oh my God, like, are you Australian?" I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Oh my God, talk to me more." And that's essentially how I talk to women. But after they get used to the accent, they don't really want to talk to you. So I guess that's the sad life I live.
Well, Dennis, we appreciate you calling in. Best of luck there at the Ohio State University. And don't be a stranger, man. We want to hear more Australian accents on our podcast, all right?
All right, I would definitely call back sometime and give you guys a real questions and answers. I can gladly do that. So, yeah, you guys have a nice night and stay dry. So I'm out of here.
Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate it. That's Dennis giving us a ring here on the Coney phone. 513-399-KICK. This is your chance, FC Cincinnati fans, to chime in. We've got a lot of you watching on Facebook, a lot of you watching on YouTube and Periscope, so give us a ring. Bradley.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about the USL Eastern Conference standings, or what went down in the East today.
Yeah, actually, Charleston, it's in the 95th minute. Looks like they're going to get a 1-0 win over Tampa Bay, so that looks like that's going to put the nail in the coffin for the Rowdies. Penn FC really needed a win against Atlanta. Looks like they're going to lose 2-1 to Atlanta 2. So that looks like that's going to hurt their playoff chances. That's pretty much it for the Eastern Conference this week. So right now that leaves your conference standings. FC Cincinnati on 60 points with Pittsburgh's win. They jump into second on 49 points. Charleston's results, I'm not sure if it's loaded yet.
No.
They're at 48 points. It doesn't show that it's loaded, but I think it has loaded on the point totals because Louisville was second at 47 before today started. So
yeah,
Charleston's win, so it looks like that did load. It's just waiting for the W graphic because it shows Louisville in fourth with 47 points, Indy 11, 45 points because they won midweek 3-0 versus the Baby Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
Bethlehem Steel's kind of on a little downturn with back-to-back losses, 42 points. Another thing to keep in mind with the Steel is they have 4 matches left. They've played 30 matches, which is 2 more than any of the other playoff teams and 1 more than 9th place Ottawa, who, if they win their next match, it would be a point behind. Baby Bulls are on 40 points, and Nashville is holding the A spot, 39 points, but they have games in hand on the 3 teams in front of them, Indy, Bethlehem, and the Bulls, but they can only catch Bethlehem and the Bulls. So looks like if you're looking at the playoff standings now, I would say the odds-on favorite we would face would probably be Bethlehem Steel, but you never know with games in hand.
But this is why this match is so important for Louisville's sake, because they're right there in the thick of it. They're as far up as 2 and could drop down as far as 5th or 6th, depending on how other results go. This match is important, so it's going to have to be played. There's no question about that. Probably going to be, my guess, is a midweek match. Right.
Realistically, the only team that could catch them that could get over them for 5th, I would think, would be Indy 11. And Louisville still has 2 points in hand over Indy 11, and they're 2 points ahead. But Louisville needs to win this match because, if they somehow end up in the third or 4th seed, they've got to go on the road after playing their first match at home. And I think we've seen in their playoff history, last year they won, and I think you could chalk that up to their, being able to play all their matches at home.
Yeah.
Much different at home. I think you saw in the conference finals year before, they lost against the Baby Bulls when they won the title because they had to go to Red Bull Arena. Louisville City is definitely a different. This year, the results are nearly the same, but they've been proven to be a different team at home.
We have an update. This is from our own Rob Pierce down in Louisville. Per Louisville officials, when the match is rescheduled, play will pick up where it left off. FC Cincinnati will retain its 1-0 lead. So Corbin Bone has 6 goals on the year. So that means when they pick things up in Louisville, however many weeks from now, it will start in the 38th minute. And so FC Cincinnati still can say that they have scored on Louisville finally for this year. There's about 20 of you, maybe a little bit more of you watching live on Facebook right now, but we only have 8 shares. There's no reason that number should not be at 20, folks. Come on, share this bad boy. Let's get some more folks watching because we've got an entertaining caller coming up now here on the Coney phone. You know, last year she went to Louisville and found herself on the wrong side of the law, and she joins us now. Mama Subs, welcome back to the Coney phone. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you guys?
Little disappointed the match didn't get in tonight, but I'm thankful that I'm dry.
Well, I know. I'm dry, and I've got a front row seat. But, you know, I just kept thinking as I'm watching this game be called, you know, I was thrown out last year as an FCC supporter, and now this year we're thrown out due to – what is it with Louisville throwing us out?
Well, you know, Mama Subs, there's good news. You won't have to go back next year.
Well, you're right about that. I don't have to go back this year either. So,
yeah.
But yes, it's I had to say it. And, you know, they just keep continuing to throw us out. So,
well, I mean,
I'd like to see this finished.
I wouldn't say they threw anybody out tonight.
I
but,
get it.
Yeah, I think that I honestly, Mom, watching that match and seeing the water all over the field. It's probably
that's not a field. That's a lake.
Right. It's for the best.
There's ducks swimming out there. I know that. I mean, there's ducks swimming out there. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bad situation. It should have never started. And I guess that's my whole thing is, you know, who in their right mind would say, you know, we've got this rain coming like this torrential rain. Why even play this game tonight? Just call it early.
I'll be honest.
I'm glad. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that it's for the safety of our players. You know, that they're not going to be out there. Nobody's going to get hurt. You know, so great.
I think, Mama Subs, like I said before, I think it has to go to the deal that it's September 8th, and they were hoping they could get the match in. It's going to be tough to pick up. You know, FC Cincinnati. What? Let me see how many matches we played here, Subs. I know, but
so
Louisville City.
This would be 28.
Yeah, and Louisville City. So Louisville City has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They will now have 8 matches to play in a little under a month.
Wow!
Because their last match is October 13th. That's the last week of the season, and so that's
this week,
not quite a month away.
Do they play midweek this week?
I'm not sure what Louisville's schedule is.
They play Saturday. They play Saturday, but they have 2 midweek games, but they also have a Friday match, October 5th. Let me see if I can find.
My guess is that they're going to try and get that in within this next 7 days. That would be my guess.
I don't think Louisville's in any hurry to play this one.
Yeah.
Well,
you got to see what FC Cincinnati's schedule.
Well, yeah, the game is going to for sure be played. There's no question about that. It's going to affect seeding. It's going to have to be played.
I mean, if I'm FC Cincinnati, I'm picky as heck about it because
for sure.
Let me see FC Cincinnati's schedule. We play next Sunday, and then so we play next Sunday at home. And then we have Saturday. One midweek game, which is September 26th. So theoretically, we could play.
And let's also
any of those midweeks. It's just
let's remember this too. This isn't even going to be a midweek game. It's going to be a midweek half. You know, it's not even going to be a full match.
They only they have to get 9 minutes in or something.
No,
they'll
finish
it.
Bad weather.
Yeah,
or 70 minutes. Okay, they got to go to 70. Okay.
But what I'm saying is, if you're, it's not going to be this week. I mean, the amount of rain that city is going to get these next 2 days is. The field, it's going to take a couple days for it to be playable again. I mean, we saw it out there.
That's
so
true.
It's not going to be Wednesday.
It's never going to dry.
Right.
You're right.
I mean, and to be fair, I mean, Louisville Slugger Stadium, it's a baseball stadium, so it's meant to drain. I mean, that's, obviously the infield. What you got to worry about is the infield. And so right now, with it not being covered, it's covered just with field turf, not a tarp. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I just, I personally would like to get it over with because I know we're just going to kill them, and I want to be done with them. I just want to be done with them.
Can't say that I blame you, Mom.
Yep. So anyway, good luck with this Coney phone.
Thank you.
Have a good evening, guys.
You too. That's
Mama
Mama
Subes.
Subes giving us a ring here on the Coney phone. Let's see if we can get Coney phone trending on Twitter. Hashtag Coney phone. What do you think, Brad?
I don't know. I love when a partner in crime calls in, though.
Our partner in crime. Oh, Mom.
My partner in crime. You know, because we were kicked out together last year.
Oh.
Come on, Subes. We were on the show talking about it Monday night. Can't forget that early.
Yeah, that is funny. Yeah, your partner in crime will always be my mother. That's so weird to say. Oh,
we are ultras.
Yeah. We've got phone lines on the Coney phone, 513-399-KICK. Get in touch with us, 513-399-KICK. If you're in Louisville tonight, you're obviously leaving Slugger Field, heading to some sort of establishment, whether it be a nearby hotel or a bar or whatnot. Give us a ring, 513-399-KICK. Let's go back to a funny moment in Coney phone history. Do you remember when our own Griffin called in from Miami for like 8 minutes and had the fire alarm going off because of the lightning strike? How fun was that?
Dude, that was a legendary night, first of all, because I think we had like something like 200 people watching on Facebook at that one point in time, and the fire alarm, you can't ever forget that, screaming at him, "Hey, hang up, Griff," and he will always have a spot in our hearts. Yes.
Oh, Griff, that was that's Coney phone lore right there.
Speaking of Griff, he hasn't been on in a while.
Yeah. I don't know what he's up to. Apparently he's coaching soccer. What's that like?
Poor kids. Poor kids.
The 513-399.
Here we go.
If you're watching us live on Facebook, share this bad boy. Tweet us at Cincy Soccer Talk on Twitter. Hashtag Coney phone. Get this bad boy trending.
I have an update here. It says the USL this is from USL Soccer. The USL regular season game between Louisville City and FC Cincinnati was abandoned on Saturday night at Slugger Field as heavy rain and lightning saw the teams leave in the 38th minute with FC Cincinnati holding a 1-0 lead. Corbin Bowden scored the only goal of the game in the 23rd minute for the visitors with assist off of Emmanuel Ledesma. And I'm going to skip down a little bit. A rescheduled date for the game will be announced in the coming days with the game to resume in the 38th minute in its current game state. So sounds like to me it might be a little bit before this game gets picked back up.
Yeah, and really I don't think either team's in a hurry to get this thing rescheduled. What would be nice is if FC Cincinnati can clinch home field playoffs throughout the Eastern Conference and then go play this match. So that's if you're FC Cincinnati, you're in no hurry to get this bad boy rescheduled. So
like I said, I'm cool with never picking it back up because we can forever say we're still in the lead.
That's true. That is true. Let's go to the Coney phone. Let's welcome in Andy to the show. Andy, welcome to CST.
Hey, Soups, how are you, my brother?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Oh, I can't complain other than I'm soaking wet.
So you made the trip down to Louisville, huh?
Oh, absolutely. Never missed that game. Yeah. And I sit across the aisle from your mom and pops.
Oh, yeah.
Good people. Salt of the earth type folks. But with that said, it rained and everybody was like, "Oh," and we're watching the radar on the old Android, and I'm like, guys, it's really going to start coming down here in about 10 minutes. And it went from raining down my backside to running down the front side. It came down in sheets, and I just want to give everybody a lot of props for all those FCC fans that actually, came down, and made the trip. The Lou City fans were they were their usual, honestly, they're a good bunch of folks, the Coopers and all, class act to them. But we had a lot of fun. It's something my daughter and I will remember the rest of our lives, getting rained on. And I was standing right over that corner where old Oscar put about 4 or 5 corner kicks in, and I was ragging him hard. So nice. I'm sure he's not happy. But good time was had by all. It got a little wet, had a couple Falls City, so all's good.
Well, good.
And I want to thank you guys for all you guys do. You guys do a great job.
Oh, thank you very much. And thank you for being a tremendous supporter. We appreciate it, too.
We do what we can. We do what we can. We all do. So, Joseph was asking if you had any I told him, I said, if you have any questions for me, go ahead and fire away, fellas. It's all good.
Brad, you got any questions for our man here, Andy, who sits in I believe it's 18?
That is correct. Yep, we have the 118 Family Supporters Group. We just kind of started that up. The Burks, who also are very, very involved with the Pride, sit right behind me. Your mom and dad sit right to the left. We just have some wonderful folks in that section. We've had some engagements. We've obviously had a lot of birthdays. Just a great group of people down there. Have an excellent view of the game at Nippert. Couldn't ask for it. It's just been a great time. So, yeah. And yes, and by the way, Subs, I am a Man City fan.
Oh, and when the call dropped,
good all
I
the way
wonder why.
there.
Yeah. No, I kid.
Till the end, right?
We kid. Well, hey, Andy, again, thank you again for your tremendous support of our show, and thank you again for treating my mom well there in the family section. I know how much of a hooligan she is, so you got to keep her down. I know. So, and we appreciate you.
We do what we can. Yep, absolutely. Thanks for everything you do, fellas. Have a great night.
That's Andy giving us a ring here on the Coney phone. He's down in Louisville. He's a little wet, which a lot of folks are tonight, but we want to hear from folks. Get in touch with us, 513-399-KICK.
I got something to read real quick, Subs. Now, this is from the 2017 handbook, so I'm not sure how current it is. I believe it probably wouldn't have changed. But it says, every effort must be, if the game is resumed after the 24-hour period has passed, either team may have a maximum of 3 changes to their official game day lineup sheet. Any changes to that lineup on the field after any of the 3 changes to the official game day lineup sheet are made count towards the substitution allotment. USL reserves the right to declare full replay at its discretion in order to protect the integrity of the competition. So it sounds to me like we should be able to keep the same lineup, but if for some reason we can't, there's injuries, we should be able to make some changes, and if there are more than 3 changes, we would be penalized substitutions. So that was a question from somebody on Twitter.
All right.
Yep. But no, stinks to be one of those guys who are driving back from Louisville. That would have to be terrible. But hopefully enough of the people are staying down there where they make a weekend of it. So that would be a good time. There's worse places to stay. Even though some people may think Louisville is full of, a little excrement. But no, it's
you got to be careful with what you say, because I know you got family there.
Family a little north of there and a little south of there, so I don't technically have to claim them. Actually, no, never mind. I'm lying. My mother-in-law lives in Louisville, but she's a swell lady. So
I'm sure she's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Again, we've got phone lines open on the Coney phone, 513-399-KICK. If you're watching us live on Facebook or Twitter, make sure you tweet us at Cincy Soccer Talk. Share this bad boy on Facebook. Tell all your friends and family about the Coney phone here on Cincinnati Soccer Talk. Let's go back to that Coney phone, shall we, Brad?
Go right ahead.
All right, let's welcome in another Nick to the show. Let's talk with Nick. He wants to know more about the Western teams in the USL playoffs. Nick, welcome to CST. How are you?
Hey, Subs. Hey, Brian. How's it going?
Oh,
Drop
man.
Drop him.
So I got to apologize. I didn't do a good job. This is actually Brad here tonight. I know they get confused quite a bit.
It's okay.
It's
Brother,
not the first time, not the last
time.
time. Oh, we kid, Nick. What's on your mind, buddy?
Yeah, so I was just hoping to talk about the Western Conference. It seems like we always talk about who we're going to face in the East, but, hopefully we make it to the end, and was hoping to talk about who would come out of the West and who we could be looking at, who would be a good matchup for us.
I'll tell you what, the Monarchs out in the West are no joke. They are a really solid team. Phoenix Rising is a team I do not want to play either. They are scary. Fun to watch, too. Their offense is crazy good. So Phoenix and Real Monarchs, they're the Salt Lake City Real Salt Lake affiliate there. I think they play their games at Rio Tinto, if I'm not mistaken, Brad.
I can't remember. I think they just opened up their own facility.
Okay.
There's like a 5,000 seat stadium by their at their practice facility where they play other games at now. It's supposed to be wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, but they're solid. They are a really, really good team. For a long period of time this year, they were the team to beat in the USL from a point standpoint. But FC Cincinnati has overtaken them.
Yeah, there's another team though out there that's putting together quite another impressive season. That's Orange County SC. Our guy Aiden Quinn went out there, and from what everybody's telling me, he's tearing it up. So, that will be one to watch. Let me see something here. I know they had a high scoring game against Phoenix. I want to say it was last month. And then they can put some points on the board. So we just got to watch out for them and see how they go through the playoffs. A team like Phoenix is scary just for the fact that, their home matches, they're going to have quite a crowd there.
Yeah.
If they have to go play the Monarchs, maybe not as much. I know they've got a big game coming up against them in a week or two. So I think it's going to be one of those three teams. But I still think the champion's going to come out of the East. There's so much talent. I think that you could say FC Cincinnati is going to get a heck of a game from teams 1 through 10 in this conference, where I think after about the 4th or 5th team, you start to see a drop off in the West.
But I'll say this though, Nick.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I'll say this real quick. The first things first, though. FC Cincinnati's got to win a playoff game. You can't be worrying about that. They got to get over that hump, the first one. That's that one first. And I'll be honest, I'm more concerned about teams like Nashville, who are just looming there right around that 8th spot. We've struggled with Nashville this year. Haven't beaten them. Had them, obviously we were up early on them at home at Nippert, but I worry about Nashville. And obviously anytime you face the Baby Bulls, I mean, they can score. They're a solid team. They're a difficult out. And they're looming large there at that 8th spot as well. So it's not going to be easy getting into this Eastern Conference playoffs, no matter what seed FC Cincinnati is.
Absolutely. And if you got one more minute, I was hoping to touch on the U.S. men's national team game from last night and how they performed and the pro-Brazil crowd out in New York. Why do we keep playing games out there?
Money.
Yeah. In the interest of full disclosure, I did not watch the match. And I'll tell you why. The men's team does not have a coach. And a lot of the guys, to me, I don't know. I don't see some of these guys playing in this match Friday night as people that will be playing in the World Cup 4 years from now. I could be wrong about that. I could be way off on that. Right now, I'm just not. I don't know. I'm not invested in the U.S. men's national team at the moment.
How do you think it went, Nick? Were you good, bad, ugly? What are your thoughts? Do you think it was productive or a waste?
It was sloppy, in my opinion. I think it was productive to see those guys seeing them against the best players in the world, and seeing where we truly are. But we're definitely sloppy, and I think we've known that, and the guys are young. But Soups, to your point, I don't know how many of them are going to be playing in the World Cup in 4 years, if any of them. I mean, Pulisic wasn't out there, and
I'll guarantee you, Weah will be playing in the World Cup in 4 years.
You could. Well, I mean, you had John Brooks. I know there are a lot of guys that were quite young.
Is Will Trapp going to be playing 4 years from now?
I was going to say Will Trapp's not going to play, but you could see Bobby Wood maybe in the
certainly not be the captain.
Yeah, no, I don't think you see Will Trapp, but there. You have to keep in mind, we played one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah.
And we got a 2-0 result.
Exactly.
And then when we played France, shortly before the World Cup, and how did we do there? I thought we had a pretty good showing. So if you want to take anything out of these guys, they didn't back down against the top competition in the world. they had some pretty darn impressive results. And so, I take solace in that. I think there's a lot of building blocks. You've got to look at who can stay. Who can you partner with Pulisic and some of the guys going forward? I think Yedlin, he's going to be going forward for the team with the club. John Brooks, now that he's back healthy, he's tearing it up. So I think that you saw guys that did not back down against a team that had Neymar, who had a terrible penalty, and then Roberto Firmino, one of the top players in the world. Yeah, I think it's good. But, getting Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams on the field together, Bobby Wood, John Brooks, I think Zach Steffen's going to have a great future with the club. I think there's a lot of hope, and I don't think it was necessarily a waste, even though we don't have our full head coach. I think it was a good another opportunity to bleed players in front of a big crowd on the international stage.
I just want to know what the heck is the delay. I mean, what are they waiting for to name a coach? I mean, were they waiting to get Ernie Stewart in place? Is that what they were waiting for? And now, I don't know. Personally, I'm wondering why it's taking so long.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's a huge rush.
Not
sure. You got a couple. We play Mexico this week.
Yeah.
I think there's another international break in a month or so that we play. I'm trying to find the darn schedule, but it's given me some issues here on ESPN's site. But
Nick, is there anybody in particular you want to see as the head coach?
I think Greg Berhalter would be a good choice, just because we're close and we know him.
Yeah.
But I'm also open to not having a safe choice. I think Greg Berhalter is a great coach, and I think he would do a great job. But I think he's a safe choice. But I wouldn't mind some sort of coach that's going to shake up the apple cart and actually do something. Jurgen tried to shake up the apple cart, but I'm not sure he necessarily knew exactly everything that he was doing there. So I'm interested to see. I think my brother got into a little heated argument last night about what's our goal, 2022 in Qatar or 2026. And I think 2022 is a goal. It's not a throwaway goal by any means, but I think we need to, set the building blocks and realistically see what that long-term success looks like in 2026 and build this team towards that goal. So I don't know. I'm still quite hopeful. I think there's so much in this country and it's improving so fast. It's just that this missing out this World Cup cycle kind of put a damper on really a lot of good that is going on in the U.S. soccer structure.
Yeah. Nick, is there anybody in particular you want to see as the head coach?
I've heard Greg Berhalter's name thrown out a lot, but I don't have anybody in particular. I just want to see somebody that's going to help build these young guys up because, as you guys mentioned, we got a bunch of young talent, and we got to develop those guys to be successful in the future. So I think 2022 would be awesome, but if we could be really competitive in 2026, you see how fast soccer's growing now. It'll just take off even more if we can be a real competitor in 2026.
I want to make a point here. 4 years ago, we were looking at the Julian Greens of the world and the Josh Gads of the world as like our shining players that are going to have a future. And, we were looking at Julian Green. He scored a goal in the World Cup, but he wasn't really playing for Bayern Munich. Now we have guys like Weston McKennie, who's starting at Schalke, and you've got Timothy Weah, who's playing at PSG, and he's backing up some of the best players in the world. So we've got a lot more potential and promise going forward in 4 and 8 years that we didn't necessarily have. So I think we're starting to get through kind of that missed age, and that's kind of one of the reasons we missed that World Cup. But we've got a lot of talent on the horizon, and I'm fully confident that we're going to get together and move on to the next level of being a powerhouse. So we'll see what it has to hold.
Yeah. Nick, appreciate the call, man.
Yeah, thanks so much for taking it. Have a good day.
You too.
Night, guys.
That's on the Coney phone, 513-399-KICK, 513-399-KICK. We've been at it for about an hour, Brad. Can you believe that? It's been an hour. And if you're joining us late, the match tonight has been postponed. It will be picked up where it left off, though. FC Cincinnati does have a 1-0 lead over Louisville City FC. We don't know when the match will be rescheduled. So right now the match will be picked up. When it does, it will be at Louisville in the 38th minute. leading 1-0. Corbin Bone with his 6th goal of the year from another Manu Ledesma assist this season. So we want to thank everybody who tuned in live tonight. We appreciate you. If you're watching us on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or Periscope, wherever you're watching, we do appreciate you tuning in. We're able to do cool stuff like this because of our tremendous supporters. So if you'd like to be a supporter of Cincinnati Soccer Talk, head over to our website, cincinnati-soccertalk.com/support. Help us out a little bit. Does go a long way. Final thoughts you want to add in here, Brad, before we get out of here?
It's the longest lead FC Cincinnati has ever held over Louisville City.
I love it. Oh, I love it. I want to thank Yosef Sagai for screening our calls tonight. Yosef, thank you so much on short notice, hopping in there and screening for us tonight. Brad as well, staying on call tonight. We knew there was going to be weather. We knew it was going to be dicey. We thought we were going to be doing this before the match. And so when things kicked off, I didn't think we would have to do this tonight. But I'm glad we did. We got to talk to some really cool people who are down in Louisville, fans of FC Cincinnati. It's a wonderful thing. We love the Coney phone, although we don't want to have to do the Coney phone because we'd much rather be watching FC Cincinnati winning. But it was fun. Brad, thank you so much for being with me tonight.
Hey, man, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for everybody who stood by and listened.
That'll do it for the Coney phone. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. We will be back with our regularly scheduled programming on Monday night on CST. We'll be recapping the first 38 minutes and then looking ahead to FC Cincinnati's next match, I believe, against Toronto FC2, I believe, at Nippert. I believe that is the case. A good host would have been prepared for that. Anyway, Brad, thank you so much. Folks, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being with us. We do appreciate it. We will see you all on Monday night.